Library yesterday. It was just one of the events held there. Hosted by John and Lee Waterman, the program consists of original and traditional songs about the history of veterans in America and some related music history. Take a listen for your own listening pleasure.
By April of 1865, the Confederate armies were all but defeated, and Union soldiers were scattered throughout the South. An order had been handed down that those soldiers from the states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky should make their way to the Mississippi River to await transport north.
Well, the Watermans have performed their music and history programs throughout New England. The series was designed to encourage the celebration and exploration of history through music. What a wonderful cause. All right, let's stay at the City Library. Well, it was busy.